Hey everybody, how's it going? My name is Liam and this is my hobby room. Today we're going to be taking a look at a kit that I got secondhand. It's the HG Gundam Astray red frame with flight unit from Mobile Suit Gundam Seed Astrays? I don't know, there's like 5 of them. There's like 5 different series it could be from, sub-series of Astray. Anyways, it's from one of these. Now, when I got this kit secondhand, that means someone else had assembled it, and I had to do a little bit of work to get it all kind of jazzed up, close all the seam lines, you know, bip and bop and all that stuff. Beep, bop, bop, bop. And then it was ready for me to start painting. I've never been like a huge fan of the Astrays. In fact, I'd go as far as to say that I don't like them really. They're not really, oh, one sec. Woo! Now the Astray designs are very popular, especially the red frame. A lot of people really like them. Why don't I? It's not that I think they're bad, it's just not for me. So I thought, why don't I build one and see if I can change my mind. Now there is an original release of the Astray red frame that is much, much simpler. It's like an early 2000s release when they did the initial Gundam Seed line. That kit is fine, but it is definitely of its era. This one's a little more modernized. It uses a lot more modern construction, the modern joints, still using poly caps, which I love. You know I love my poly caps. So this is the kit after I've done all the cleanup on it before painting. I know like I could snap it together out of box and turn it around and show you, but it's, you know, I don't know. I just don't really care. So here it is. It is pretty cool, I guess. Like it's like very extreme, like all the Gundam Seed stuff. Very spiky, lots of little bits everywhere and sharp, jagged pieces and a lot of flourishes. Again, not my favorite design. I'm not a huge fan of the super over-detailed stuff. But like I said before, I want to change my own mind. So here we go. Let's do some posing, huh? So it can pull off the classic Gundam Seed title beam rifle pose. So that's kind of nice. It's beam rifle and the anti-beam shield that most of the GAT series kits, I say most of, but I think it's just the Strike and the Dual that come with it. And I don't even know if the Dual does, now that I think about it. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. The kit's very flexible. There's a lot of posing. Mine is a bit loose everywhere, and like I said in the opening, I did get this kit secondhand, so there's some stuff that it just might have been the original owner of the kit kind of messed with it and did some funky stuff. I imagine when I paint it, things will tighten up a little bit, but yeah, we'll just have to see how that goes. So I know that the Gundam Astray has its own style of beam saber. They're kind of like jagged looking around the emitter. They just are a little more flashy. Because this was a used kit, I didn't get them. They didn't come with it. So I'm just using some of the flat 00 style beam sabers. I mean, they came out with 00, but other kits have used them. It does look pretty good with those beam sabers, even though they're mostly the same color as the mobile suit itself. Like the whole inner frame is red. But yeah, anyways, I like this. This is an interesting weapon. It's the head unit of a Baku, if you remember that dog-like desert suit in Gundam Seed. And then it's got 2 beam sabers coming out of the side. Excuse me, my voice went kind of weird there. Yeah, I actually really like that. It's just weird enough to be like, ooh, that's interesting. It actually poses pretty well once I figured out how to get the hand in there. Though all the wrists on this kit are really loose. Like, I think this kit just was through the ringer. A lot of the plastic had yellowed, there was like a bunch of dirt on it. There's a lot of washing and sanding and puttying to kind of get it to where it is now. And I'm gonna have to thicken up some of those joints a bit, but it poses okay. It just doesn't really like hold the poses very well. But yeah, I think this is pretty sweet. I don't think it's supposed to be gray. There's gonna be a lot of paint work supposed to be done on it, but interesting piece. And here is the Astray red frame with its most popular weapon, the Gerbera Straight Katana. And this one's probably the loosest accessory of them all. It just keeps falling off. There's actually quite a bit of a sticky tack holding it on there. The blade is just molded in gray plastic. The sheath is just 2 white pieces that are cemented together, so, you know, to close the seam line. There's supposed to be a lot more detail on it, some gold on there as well. So all of that will have to be painted, which is obviously fine. That's what I plan on doing anyways. I think painting this kit is going to be a fun little challenge. There's just a lot of little details to paint. So I don't know. I think it'll look pretty good when it's all done. Yeah, the kit is pretty much ready to be painted now, but I am just going to show one more accessory, which is the big ticket item that this kit comes with. Now here is the Astray red frame with its flight pack. It's pretty sweet. I actually really like this accessory. The thruster pods here on the back have these little 3mm peg holes and a little adapter so you can plug in like its shield or the katana if it was sturdy enough, but it's too loose right now. I have to tighten it up. But yeah, it looks pretty sweet. I think all of it together, like the finished product, will look really good. You know, it's a nice kit. Despite it not being like a suit that I really love, I'm going to have fun painting it, that's for sure. And I'm gonna try and make it look as best as I can. Probably put some photo etch parts on there as well. Anyways, let's just go over some of the pieces I had to work on here. Just a reminder to everybody who's watching, thank you so much. First of all, awesome. You, looking at you, that's great. Thank you very much. It would be a huge, huge help to me if you would like this video and subscribe down below to this channel for more Gunpla content, because there's a lot of it. There's a lot of videos, and I hope you're enjoying it. And if you are, just give me a little subscribe. Just a button. Just a button. Okay, so I wanted to just go over the kit quickly and talk about some of the things that I had to modify just to kind of keep them up to my tastes. There are a lot of hollow spaces, like right here, that I just didn't really like. So I filled this in with UV resin and cured it. And just sanded it down so that won't be hollow anymore. And then also, whoops, something fell off. Oh, beam saber. Yeah, that happens a lot. And then also right here, this like crotch guard area, I had to fill that in as well with some UV resin, cured that. I'll just go over some of the other UV resin things I've filled up. The back of this Baku head right here, this whole piece was hollow. That whole thing was hollow. It just looked really, really weird. So I filled that in, cured that up as well. And sanded it, of course, and then where's the last one? Oh yeah, the last ones were right here. The undersides of these wings, they were hollow as well, so I just filled those in and sanded them down. The other spot is kind of hard to see. You can only see it from like one angle. They're just these little kind of tapping on them. These little things, I don't know what they are, on top of the back skirt armor that kind of view forward. They were just hollow, and I thought they looked bad, so filled those in as well. But yeah, that was it for the UV resin. And then everything else is just sanding. Oh, actually, that's not true. This tip on the shield here, I filled that in with resin as well and sanded it down. I also sharpened it to just make it look a little more menacing, and same with this thing here. These 2 points, they're just rounded and looked kind of goofy. So yeah, what else did I do? I sharpened the Gerbera Tetra. Just because it was very round looking. I sanded it down and sharpened the edge as well, just to give it a bit of a, bit of a sleeker look. Obviously, this is going to take quite a bit of work, and I'm going to have to thicken up these joints. I actually might magnetize this so it'll attach to the side skirt a bit better. Aside, and then everything else is just mostly sanded down. A lot of sanding on this guy, a lot of mold lines, a lot of seam lines, more than I really would have thought for a kit of its age, but it is what it is. That's the nature of modeling. That's the gig. Now, I know I talk a lot on this channel about how I don't really care about articulation, and I don't, but I thought this was interesting, and that's really the only time I'll talk about articulation at all, is like, yeah, you've got your elbow bend that goes like this, but you've also got another elbow bend that's like in the middle of the forearm that bends like that. I thought that was really interesting. I guess it's probably to do this, the almost 90 degree, but you can get some pretty good movement out of this. It's a very well articulated kit, so I'll give it that for sure. A lot of waist movement, like everything pretty much moves, so that's really nice. Anyways, you ready to see the finished build? So I'm gonna show you right now. And here is the red frame Astray after painting. Now, I had a lot of fun doing this. I actually did. And I will admit that I gained a really concrete appreciation for this design, and I didn't think I would. I honestly just thought I'd paint it and be like, whatever. Is it my favorite mobile suit ever? No. Is it necessarily my design aesthetic that I hold most dear to my heart? No, not really, but I can appreciate the charm, and I see all the thought and care that went into this design, because there is a lot of thought in it, a lot of artistic choices, and yeah, I don't know, it just made me appreciate the kit a lot more. Painting it was a breeze. It was, there's a lot of masking, which, I don't really enjoy, but that's part of the hobby, and the results kind of speak for themselves. There's a few places that I actually forgot to do a couple paint applications, like the top of the chest. There's these 2 little red parts that I just thought, whatever, it's not that big a deal. But yeah, overall, I think it turned out pretty good, and I'm proud of my work on it. I hope you're enjoying it, because I enjoyed it a lot. You can pull off a bunch of really cool poses with this thing, so taking photographs of it was pretty fun. You can check a lot of those out on my Instagram, which is at Liam's Hobby Room. I know it's not the most imaginative, but that's my name, and that's where I film. So I'm gonna stop talking now and just let you watch, because I've been doing a lot of talking, and I actually think this kit's design speaks for itself. So I will check in with you in just a little bit. And that's it. That's the whole show. All right, everybody, take care of one another. Give your moms a hug, and I'll see you guys next time on Liam's Hobby Room.